What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. You're watching Dave Beyond TV, where we go beyond that everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And today I'm talking about an important message for relationships that's been on my mind lately. So, what I want to say is, your partner has to be the hardest person on your team, hands down. If your partner is not the hardest person on your team, that's probably not the relationship you're supposed to be in. And here's why. Um, we gotta break this thing down to virtues and principles. Um, because here's the thing, right? A lot of us make justifications for the people that we love, right? A lot of us, I just had to hit the 360 real quick on some crazy shit. But we a lot of us justify behavior based on being with somebody that we love or care for, right? We justify that shit. And when you get to justifying people's actions, you start to get on this very slippery slope because 9 times out of 10, people don't just do things. Some people might not be that consciously aware or assign that many meanings and reasonings to why they do certain things, but we got to start understanding that everybody is a spirit. Everybody is a spirit in a body, right? We all have different awarenesses, but everybody's spirit ultimately knows what the fuck is going on. So there's certain things that happen that a lot of people use their left brain to justify, even though their emotional response and stance on it does not agree with it. Now, this does a couple of things. This one creates a situation where a lot of times you will create scenarios where you're fighting against your own intuition. Your intuition is telling you, showing you red flags, but you are maybe too afraid or too unaware to too unaware to either peep the signs. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of times you might be too unaware to peep the signs, the red flags, even though they be right in your face. Or you lie to yourself and tell yourself there ain't no red flags when things are very much not fit to your standard, right? Because the Magic Square taught us that having a relationship is a positive social status. The Magic Square told us all of the downfalls that would happen, for instance, if you were to try to go about life in certain ways. Like, for instance, because it's kind of a psychological thing where a lot of people don't speak up in relationships because they're afraid that the relationship will end. But it's like, if the relationship is supposed to end, well, damn it, let it end. Because that's something that's important. And a lot of people will sit there and they'll say, oh, well, I still like this person or love this person, so I'm just going to put up with whatever they give me because that's better than addressing a situation, an issue head on, But that always leads to the detriment of the person who is being neglected, and actually on both ends, because even a person who's doing that, like I said, all of our spirits know what's going on. So the spirit who did it is going to sit back and start to feel kind of like they're going to feel the weakness. They're going to feel the power shift. They're going to feel the void. You know what I'm saying? The void of you being unhappy with a certain decision, or you being unhappy with something, but not even having the energy to combat them on that. Like, a lot of times spirits will either take advantage of that, or they'll start to look at you with less respect. And that'll happen on a subconscious level. You know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of times, like, you wonder why you're not getting respected in a relationship, is because you don't speak up when it's time to speak up. You might complain afterwards, but that's not actually speaking up and addressing the situation. I know, like, a lot of times people, and I think this happens a lot of times it happens with both genders, for real, because it's energy, you know what I'm saying, depending on who you are. People who play more into the feminine energy, right? You could be a man that plays more into the passive role. just naturally, or you could be a woman who plays into the passive role. When you're the more passive partner, a lot of times certain things that upset you, you're willing to kind of just take the bullet and allow things to go because you want to either keep the harmony or things of that nature, whatever it may be. But this always leads to you getting kind of the short end of the stick, and it puts you at play or exposes you to being seen as a weak link, like by the person who you're allowing to slide. And this happens in friendships as well and all kinds of things. But it's like a lot of us, like I said, we be afraid to address these things head on because we want to keep the water steady, or we don't want to rock the boat and things of that nature. But it's like, look, if you don't rock the boat now, then the person that you're with is not going to know there's a problem on the surface, but internally there is going to be a problem, and that internal problem creates a rift in that whole relationship, to where now the relationship begins to, it's almost like it cracks the foundation. It cracks the foundation because now you feel hurt, so you have to find a way to equal out that emotion. Everybody, we all know, like when we feel certain ways, we do certain things in order to compensate that feeling. This is why people even, that's why people smoke, you know what I'm saying? This is why people have vices. This is why people just make certain decisions. It's because live in we all spirits, but we living in this we're all spirits, and because we're all spirits, we all have to find emotional fulfillment. We all have to find something to fulfill. We all play this game with ourselves and with life to fulfill the things that we need with this external shit that we have access to, you know. And some people do it the wrong way, aka they get lost in the external and they forget about the internal. And some people do it the right way. They know how to go internal and heal these different things and address these certain things that cause them distress. But at the end of the day, here's the thing, right? So when you feel upset and you don't address it in that relationship, what happens is you carry that on you carry that on you. So either you drive the person you with away and put all your negative energy on them, or you find somebody else outside of that relationship to help you heal and things of that nature. An external person that'll listen to you or hear you out, or maybe soothe you, whether it be emotionally, whether it be physically, like you just having a straight up affair, or, you know, whatever it be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it be, it might be a pleasure, it might be an actual thing. You might play a bunch of video games just to fill that void of, you know, the person you with not really responding to you in the right way. You know what I'm saying? You be like, I'm just gonna play a bunch of video games, or I'm just gonna drink a lot of alcohol, or I'm just gonna, you know, all these different things that are nothing more, nothing less than distractions and shit like that from your own process, instead of actually talking to the person who's upsetting you and working towards fixing whatever's been disrupting that foundation that you guys are both building. Because relationships are ultimately about building. We're here to relate to each other. We're individuals though, but when we choose a partnership and commit to another being, we're doing a very internal contract that is actually initiating a building process. And whatever you two build, that's just what you guys build. But a lot of people go into relationships and end up having nothing to show for it, aka you chose a person that you couldn't even build with. And so you didn't even learn the right lessons. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could be with somebody who straight up wastes your time. Now, everything happens for a reason, and I look at everything as a lesson. So, you know, you gonna learn something, but the worst thing you can learn is that, goddamn, I was wasting my time, you know? So let's get back to the point. You know what I'm saying? Your partner gotta be the hardest person on your team. And here's the thing, why? Because when you're going through whatever path when you're going on your path, dude, it's like, why would you be with somebody that you don't trust with your whole heart? Now, we all got a spiritual responsibility to take care of our own shit. So it's not about finding someone to give your heart to. That shouldn't be your intent. I don't even believe that. But I'm saying we all fall short though. We all have situations and circumstances and times where we fall short and we need help. You know what I'm saying? Teamwork makes the dream work. But look, if your team is on some bullshit, guess what? You're gonna be on some bullshit. If your partner isn't somebody who's willing to get their hands dirty with you, and like, this is why it's always good to have a partner with a similar path to you, or similar interests, or something that y'all can tie in together to make the relationship make physical sense. Add some earth to the relationship. A lot of people be mixing their alchemy the wrong way, where they'll have a relationship that's like all water, all emotions and feelings, which leads to just both of y'all drowning, or it's all fire, which leads to like a lot of volatile moments or arguments, explosive moments and things of that nature, or all air. There's nothing consistent to actually keep y'all there. There's just conversation, and but a lot of the time the conversation be airheaded. It don't be anything of substance. It just be conversation that lead to both of y'all wondering whether that's the person you should even be with. So you end up maybe cheating or just not having any emotions for that person at all, aka what most people idealize as a friends with benefit situation, with a little pleasure, but just, more so conversation, maybe some intellect. Y'all might not even be sexually attracted to each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just talk all day, or think all day, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might not even be interested in each other on a physical level. But when you have something to show, have something to build towards, have some practicality involved in why you guys linked up in the first place, then it opens the door for other things to be, to grow about that shit. And the earth is the energy of growth anyway. So to grow through the building of something is powerful in and of itself. But that's a different kind of bond. That's a bond that develops and flourishes in different kinds of ways. You know what I'm saying? Earth energy. But even though air is a relationship energy, but it's the relationship, but not the intimacy part of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Air is it's not necessarily intimate. It's just about relating. And relating can go in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? Literally. But your partner has to be the hardest person on your team, because essentially, in a partnership, right? When and I'm talking about a romantic partner or whatever, it's like this is going to be the person that you are going to share those intimate moments with. And in the midst of intimacy is good and positive. It's see, like, let's talk about the eighth house real quick. Like, intimacy in general. Intimacy is like, through intimacy, both parties have the opportunity to be recharged on, like, and think of Scorpio energy. So recharged on an internal passion. Intimacy leads to recharge on an internal passion. That desire energy that you might feel for another individual is like through things like sex, or just eighth house shit, which is like intimacy in general, closeness with another individual that you desire. It's like they can provide certain inspiration, that deep inspiration. It's hard to explain because we talk about eighth house shit, but I'm saying, like, the whole point of intimacy, like what intimacy actually does in a relationship, is it fulfills that need for a deep desire in general, right? But what happens is, when you're in a positive relationship, right, that deep desire is able to be transmuted into something to do externally. When you're in a negative relationship, that deep desire is either drained in that bedroom, or it does, like, and what I mean by drained by that bedroom is, all y'all have linked together is that sex. And so that's, sex can help you manifest, but if you're having sex with someone that you're not actually intimate with, because that can happen too, the intimacy doesn't leave the bedroom. It just stays in it as a desire. And then when y'all go on about y'all day, y'all not even sharing the same thoughts and feelings. So whatever y'all created in that bed, that energy that y'all connected to, doesn't actually have anywhere to be transmuted at. It just stays in the bedroom. Now, when you actually with a partner that you are intimate with, and y'all can actually have sex, but also share deep, intimate emotions and feelings and passions and things of that nature with, both of y'all can be recharged every time you go out into the external world. That plays as, it's like the energy that y'all created, because y'all are connected and y'all continue on with that emotional and mental, that intimate thought wave and thought vibration and shit like that when you go about your day with that other person, even though y'all could be miles apart. That energy in itself could be something that helps you motivate and push through your day. It's like, really, it's some real shit. Like, that's like sex alchemy and shit like that. But that's the whole point of intimacy. It's like a shared secret, you know what I'm saying? But that secret is between you and whoever you intimate with. And this person has to be like, why wouldn't it be your partner? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't it be your partner? And with your partner, you're supposed to be taking over the world, aka building your world. Building a world for y'all, you know what I'm saying? That ain't for everybody to get involved with, you know what I'm saying? That's why you got to be careful when you having sexual encounters with mad people, but people you not even intimate with, people you just trying to do something on some pleasure shit, because the more the people that you got in there, the more energy is dispersed as well. So this is like drain, you know what I'm saying? All this shit goes into it. And this is why like you know what I'm saying, you can have a sex with a person, but because y'all not intimate, after y'all leave the bedroom, it's just a draining energy. Y'all don't actually have nothing to connect and actually build on that. Like when you know, but I feel like I'm talking more about this than the actual topic. But the topic is dense because, like, this shit goes so deep, and I didn't even get to the point of it. Here's what I'll say is let's get back on point, right? The reason and why I say this is because, look, a lot of us, like I said, we justify things that people do that we're in a relationship with because we're afraid to lose them, whatever the case may be. But in that, you gotta understand, you gotta start looking at the principle and the virtues that people be in, especially your partner. Because a lot of y'all make these justifications, but see, I look at shit like this. A person's principle, right, will let you know how they will act in every situation. For instance, if someone cheated on you, right, your partner cheats on you, it doesn't matter how much they apologize or what epiphany or enlightenment or realization y'all come to afterwards, like AKA y'all done argued about it and he admits, oh, I see my crooked ways. I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again, da 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 da. I realize that you are the one that I've always wanted, da 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 da. You know the story, you've heard it before, man and woman, whoever you would deal with that has ever cheated on you, right? But here's the thing, right? No matter how comforting that might sound, and we all know it's not actually comforting. They just sound. They're just making noises, right? But you might choose to stay for other reasons, right? But no matter what they say, no matter what they do, the principle was that they betrayed you off of whatever it is. 9 times out of 10, it's a desire. So this lets you know that that's the principle they operate off of. No matter what, they are willing to betray you based on a desire. Not every desire, maybe a certain desire, maybe a very specific desire, but they are willing to betray you over a desire. That lets you know that. Or you can take that principle in many different ways. Maybe they don't respect you. Maybe that's the principle. This motherfucker don't respect me. They think that I'm just a add-on to whatever it is that they trying to experience, whatever pleasure they trying to experience in life. I'm over here busting my ass for this individual, and here they go, doing whatever the fuck they want to do. They don't respect me. Whatever the case may be as far as the principle, you need to hold their feet to the fire for that. And when I say hold their feet, shit, I don't even really mean that. I mean, you need to get the fuck out of there. AKA, look at the principle and stop acting like a damn fool. Look at that shit, bro. That don't make no sense. How your partner has to be the hardest person on your team, meaning I hate using find because it's not about searching. You got to create this energy within you and manifest the right partner for yourself. But I'm saying this, but here's the thing of the truth about life though. The whole idea and the ideology behind dating is like, you gotta see what's out there. You gotta spend time with people. You gotta learn different people and different sides of them, because we all got different sides to us. We all got different phases. We all got different things that we have to grow through. We all have different toxic traits. We all have different all the way down to moods and shit like that. We all have different things that nobody is ever going to be perfect, but it's about finding someone who's perfect for you. And then on top of that, actually experiencing them, taking the time to learn who this individual is before y'all start do some of that magic square shit, like have kids or get a house together and do different things together. You know what I'm saying? Now some relationships feel like, oh, there's a familiarity there, but even in that, you gotta move cautiously. You gotta move with some kind of sense and some kind of understanding that, look, you don't know this person. You might feel like you do, but you gotta learn them. Now you'll know after a few interactions or what kind of time this person is and whether you want to give them more time. But you still got to make sure that you are always chin checking your partner. Now, this doesn't got to be aggressive. I don't mean like always every 2 seconds. Are you cheating on me? Giving them the interrogation. No, that's going to manifest some bullshit to come in your life, regardless if you prepared or not. Like, regardless if you actually, this person is a good person or not. But what I mean is chin check as far as whatever they do, especially the things that piss you off that they do. You got to make sure you checking within yourself and checking the principle that's at hand. Is this a principle that is actually, because some people just do things that naturally annoy us. I mean, you sharing space with a spirit, you're going to get annoyed by the little things that they do. But it's a matter of understanding, like, is this actually a trait that is going to cause the downfall of whatever we build? Cheating is something that'll cause the downfall of whatever you build. I don't care what you try to classify it as, because in the back of your mind, you always gonna know that's how far that they can go. That's how far that they can go. They can go so far as to put their whole, to take our intimate energy and share it with somebody else. That's the principle of it. You know what I'm saying? People be looking past the principle, or don't look it far enough. Don't look far enough past. Don't look far enough to the principle. They just look at the surface level. Oh, this person apologized, and I really do dig this person, and I don't really feel like going through the struggles of finding someone new, and we got all these physical responsibilities together. Now, what you got as far as physical responsibilities together, that's an energy on its own. I'm not gonna tell nobody, like, well, I will tell you, don't leave your fucking kids, man. Like, don't leave your fucking kids because you fucked up. That's your price to pay. But what I will say is, don't be afraid to, if you do got a more feasible situation in which you can actually have more flexibility and ability to leave a situation, don't hesitate. And if you are somebody who doesn't yet even have a relationship, or you in a relationship with no physical responsibilities, make sure that before you commit to that shit, you with somebody who you actually can build with. Like, this is the whole point. This is the whole reason why a lot of relationships don't go nowhere, or end up being extremely detrimental to both parties. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all just get bored and shit like that. But, like I said, your partner has to be the hardest motherfucker on your team. They gotta be the hardest, because this world is too crazy. Things are too crazy. Like life is too real to play around with somebody who you can't trust with your whole heart. To be with somebody that you gotta always look over your shoulder. And a lot of us, and this is the point I was gonna say earlier in the video, like, a lot of us make these decisions off magic square shit, aka you jumped in this relationship because this person had a certain status, or this person had a certain attribute, whether it be a physical attribute or an internal attribute, aka they make you feel a certain way. Right? You a person who, is a low-key narcissist, so you went and got somebody who would just sit there and give you compliments all day, but this person actually low-key be making you lazy and shit like that. Like it goes so deep into little shit, and it's just like, you gotta really understand who you dealing with and who you are as a whole. Like, you really shouldn't even be in looking for a relationship if you not on some internal, like, you don't already know your internal faults and your internal weather and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All these different things play out and matter. You know what I'm saying? And that's my point, is like, all these different things matter. And so we have to take these things into account before we just commit to anybody. But your partner has to be the hardest person on your team, man. Hardest person on your team. And like, y'all gotta have that agreement, and y'all gotta have that bond, because nowadays nobody has that bond. Like, people really don't be having that kind of bond. And we see like how just destructive it's been, to the point where more families have to go through more trials and tribulations, just because, y'all chose to get together on some magic square shit. And the magic square will make you afraid to even separate from somebody when you know damn well that ain't the person for you. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't have the foresight, and that, that's unfortunate. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's like, look at the principles of the person you with, and understand, are those strong principles? Are those principles that you can ride with? Because if y'all don't share the same principles, y'all don't share the same goals, it's like, what are y'all even doing? You know what I'm saying? Y'all just set yourselves up for a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? But this really was just to remind you not to keep on justifying what people do. And this goes with everybody. Look, I'm going to say this about people in general. When people do things, believe their actions. They can say anything they want about why they did what they did, but the fact of the matter is they did what it did. And the coldest truth you can learn in this lifetime is that shit is what it is. Motherfuckers be trying to make shit some other shit based upon how they feel about it or how they don't want to feel about it. And that's wrong. That's the wrong way to use your God and goddess energy. That's the wrong way to be a creator. That's the wrong way to tap into your spirit. Like, no, that's wrong. And sometimes we got to do that on an internal level to help us out of situations. You know, the right way to do it is, like I said, internal shit. Like, so on some, like, so if you got a dream or imagination, then you got to use some internal magic to make it real. That's when you use that kind of shit. But when someone shows you something that came from their world, because that's the thing, everyone has an internal world. Like I said, everyone is a spirit in a body, and that spirit know damn well what it's doing. Even if the physical person is dumb as a doorknob and don't know what the fuck they doing, they spirit know. And even people who cheat, a lot of people cheat and don't actually know why they cheat. And that's just because they're not actually spiritually inclined to catch that subconscious trigger. But either way, how you got to look at it as a reflection, like you got to understand you manifest situations too. So whether it's either two things, either you was concentrating on it or it played out the way it was supposed to play out. And it played out in a way that show you that, hey, this ain't the person for you. Because sometimes the universe works like that, uses people as vessels, especially if you're in a relationship that's not spiritual or with somebody who's not as spiritually inclined as you, that's easily possessed by desires and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But that possession comes through as a translation, as something to show you that you wasting time or you with the wrong individual. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you the spiritual one in a relationship and someone cheated on you, don't take the high road. Get the fuck out of there. You know, take the high road as far as not getting lost in those emotions and feelings of betrayal and sadness or whatever, depression. But remember that, look, you don't need that motherfucker in the first place, and that everything is no thing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't shit. They ain't shit. So let's stop trying to pretend. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it personal. You can if you want to, but I promise you that ain't gonna help you. We all gotta take a little things personal, but let that energy pass. Like, don't ignore it, but let that hurt pass. Let it heal, because it doesn't matter. We live in this world and everything is an illusion. Everything is something that we're creating out of thin air. Everything is some bullshit for real. But, you know, we do our best to create the best shit for us and the bullshit that we want to see. So don't stay for someone else's bullshit at the sake of, you know, at the price of yours. You know what I'm saying? Your bullshit is important. Your bullshit is important. You know what I'm saying? Meaning what you create with your world and how you want to live is important. Stop justifying that for others. You know what I'm saying? Stop justifying that for partners just because you're a little scared to be alone. Fuck that shit. Be alone. Being alone is the best thing because it gives you time. And the more time you have developed on yourself, the better partner you can even manifest. You can't manifest a solid partner if you haven't spent time with your own self, knowing what you need and what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's how you manifest a joke. Real talk, you know what I'm saying? But just remember that your partner got to be the hardest person on your team. So like I was saying about principles applying to everybody, or actions and shit like that, that's especially got to apply to your partner. And when they show actions and shit like that you don't agree with, that you can't even fathom why they thought that that'd be a good idea, you need to start cutting the trigger, cutting the rope, cutting the string, cutting the throat. You know what I'm saying? As far as looking at that relationship a little differently and with clear eyes, with clairvoyance, and saying, oh, well, hold on. And then, like I said, addressing it. Because like I said, you don't want to just, you know, it's some people jump the gun, and we all have to teach who we're with how to love us. But we teach that through our actions and how we love them and how we love ourselves, right? Really how we love ourselves. That's how we teach others how to love. But if you with somebody who can't, if you with someone who can't pick up on those cues, you fucked up in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You fucked up in the first place. You gotta love that's why I said you gotta love yourself, because without loving yourself, you'll never have a blueprint. And when people got you fucked up, that's when people don't have the self-esteem to separate from motherfuckers that they know damn well they should have separated from. You know? But yeah, your partner gotta be the hardest one out the bunch though. So you have to hold them to a higher standard, and they should be willing to uphold that standard because that's your partner. And so they gotta, you know what I'm saying? And then like we going into a time where it ain't time to have nobody on your team who ain't really with you. It never should have been, but now things are too specific. Things are too real now. You know what I'm saying? So just be safe out here, man. Much love. I really love all of y'all, and thank y'all also. I never said thank y'all for the flight day wishes, man. Y'all, that shit made my day. I really don't be making my birthday or my flight day a big deal, but y'all niggas, y'all really showed me mad love. I had no choice but to feel celebrated. So I appreciate y'all for real. And I appreciate the comments. Like y'all be making me smile for real, even if I don't reply to them. Like I did telepathically. So hopefully you caught the message. Like, thank you for real. I'm just on here speaking my mind, like, and good things have been happening. But we gonna keep it coming, man, cause like this shit is important. Like, this is like real life shit. Like, you know, partner, love, relationships, twin flames, soulmates, all that shit. It ain't nothing to fuck with, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna be out of here. Y'all be safe and much love. Peace.